Mimi, Dee and Mimi. Dee and Mimi. Michi, the kitty cat that I missed so much. Sorry. She doesn't like being snuggled unless it's her idea. You know how cats are. Feisty like that. Anyway, I just wanted to say hey, talk to y'all a little bit. I just got back from an overnight stay at a hotel. I do not like hotels. I hate sleeping in hotel beds. There is really nothing desirable about a hotel to me whatsoever. Um, Except I guess it's a place to come out of the elements like the rain or the snow or something. But um, it was a Super 8 hotel. And I guess Super 8s are not like top of the line classy hotels, but it's a hotel. So we ended up bringing our own sheets and our own pillowcases and slept on those, which was nice. As soon as I laid on the bedspread, I started itching. And I don't think it was because of bugs or anything. It's just, I think I'm really hypersensitive to like materials. And some of the bedspreads have like little threads in them. And I think my body just cannot handle certain types of fabric or threading. So we took all that off, put our own sheets on, our own pillowcases, whatever. And it was a nice night. As far as nobody bothered us, it was quiet, but I don't sleep well in other beds. I like my bed at home. I like my home at home. It may not be much, but it's home, and I was really glad to get home. So why did I travel and stay in a hotel? Well, you guys may remember a while ago, um, and I might still have these videos up. I'm not sure. I'm going to check and see after I'm done here regarding a cult that I went to. And that was back in, I think we figured out it was 2017, 18, 19, something like that. Um, it was quite a little while ago, and I haven't seen those people in like forever. So the pastor, well, he doesn't consider himself a pastor anymore. He's just a brother in Yahweh. He contacted us and asked us, would we come out and see him? He missed us and wanted to see us again. So we went out. We didn't know that, well, I mean, we knew before we went out there that he no longer was at that same place, that assembly that we went to. He has started his own group up out of his home. It's called Together in Messiah. And yeah, he's basically kind of, I guess, defected or whatever you want to call it from the main group and starting his own thing. But I always thought that that main group at the big church, we called it the compound because there was like little shelter type places you could stay in overnight. We actually stayed there in tents for like, I think it was 7, 8 days, something like that. I ended up getting sick and going to the hospital because you're out in October in tents with rain and hail and every kind of element flooding, and you're in tents or whatever. Some people stayed in trailers or RVs or whatever, but we were in tents because we didn't have an RV and we couldn't afford an RV. And I got really sick and ended up in the hospital. And I was like, well, I love the Feast of Tabernacles, but it wasn't worth it to be so deathly ill. In fact, the leader back then, who's not the leader anymore, said, what happened to you? What exactly was wrong? Why did you end up in the hospital? I said, I don't even remember, really. I mean, I think if I go back through my videos, I'll probably say something about that because you know me, I was tell all, share all back then. So I probably mentioned something like that in my videos. I'll have to go back and see. I just remember being really, really sick and miserable and wondering if this really was Yahweh's plan for me, God's plan for me back then to sit and suffer for day after day in a tent in all types of weather. And now that I've spoken to that former pastor, he said, no, he goes, I'm sorry you had to endure all that. He goes, that's not Yahweh's plan for us at all. He said, that's why I believe that when we celebrated the feasts, it wasn't supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be his feast, not our feast. Like he believed that man-made ideas about the feasts in Judaism and Messianic Judaism was what was happening. It wasn't Yahweh's plan because he said in the Bible, It says clearly that the feasts were to be kept in Jerusalem, and we're not in Jerusalem. He said that's why you're all, exposed to all elements and stuff in October, because it's not the right place. So that made sense to me. Oh, hi. No, that's okay. I'm glad you said hi, main girl. I said hi to you the other night in Pink's room, but I don't think you saw me. That's okay though. Good to see you. Hope you're well. So, yeah, that was interesting hearing that, his viewpoint on that has changed. His viewpoint on a lot of things has changed, actually. And so we went out to his house yesterday. Turns out he is divorced from the lady he was married to back then and has a new lady love in his life who's super nice. Got along with her perfectly. I would totally hang out with her and have tea. I mean, we had a really good time yesterday. Um, oh, gotcha, main girl. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we got there yesterday. I ended up playing guitar and singing, which was awesome. I got to kind of lead some worship songs and we all sang together. Yes, I'll be posting some video of that because we had a really good time and I'll be sharing that. Um, so I wanted to share that with you. And then after we sang, um, the man gave a message, I'm just going to call him the minister. He gave a message. Oh, have fun with your mom, Andrea. Good for you. Thanks for popping in. I don't recognize your name like from a long time ago. I think you said you've been watching me for a while, but it's good to see you. I've been seeing lots of new faces on here, which really encourages me. The more new people I see pop in, the more blessed I am that people are still, interested in my channel. So, a lot of drama has gone down in the past, and I'm glad that new people come in that don't know anything about it. Because it was ridiculous. And some of it, I admit, was my lack of common sense for taking steps that maybe I shouldn't have in the wrong direction. I'm learning better about that and not to react quite so quickly or impulsively about things. I did make some decisions recently, which I found out were not a good idea, but that's because I lack common sense and I don't always understand what's right and wrong from the public standpoint. So as soon as I realize that, I about face and do something different because I realize it. Anyway, I'm just more careful these days. If I know something could cause a problem, to not do it. It's just so if you see something up and you're like, why would she do that? It's because I didn't know. Literally, I don't automatically assume things like other people do. I'm just very naive in that way, just the way my brain is wired, I guess. Anyway, so after we sang songs, the minister gave a message, and what his message was about, and I will post that, was grumbling and complaining, what the actual, I believe, Hebrew words are for it, and what Yahweh thinks of it, what God thinks of grumbling and complaining. So I need to make some changes in my life because sometimes I get kind of grumbly and complaining, and God is trying to, sand off, if you will, those uneven edges on me. But it was a really good message, and it was so good because we got to see some of the people that left the cult. Some people we haven't seen in those 5 years or so. People that watched us get baptized into the cult and everything. So it was neat seeing them after all those years, and we were able to touch base and reconnect with them. I added the one lady to my Facebook, so we're going to be talking back and forth and hopefully staying in better touch. We probably will go back out to Together in Messiah and fellowship some more when we can, but it's a good drive. It's like 50 miles away, so it's not something we would do regularly. The minister helped us kind of do it. He financially helped us stay out in the hotel. We paid part, he paid part. So we were able to do that because he wanted to see us so bad. He wanted to reconnect. He wanted to talk to us about why he left the cult and what he's doing now and all the things that transpired. He moved out of state for a while in those years, and that's when he got divorced and came back here and met the love of his life, and that's where we're at now. But a lot of things have happened since then, I guess, in the cult. A lot of divorces. Apparently, the person that's running the cult is really causing a lot of division because he is a cult leader after all, which I knew when I met him. Actually, my husband knew it more than I knew it. He discerned it like right away. Yep, he's a cult leader. And we saw it all over him. I mean, he has this air that everything is about him. It's, the church of so and so, not God's church. So yeah, that was interesting, but it was nice getting validation that when I thought it was a cult, that it actually was. A lot of times we talk about organizations, if you will, that we think are cultic, but we don't really have proof and nobody else sees it. But this time everybody's like, yep, it was a cult. We were all part of it. And yes, you're right, it was. So yeah, it's nice to get that confirmation and validation. I mean, I'm sad for the people that are still there. It's not a dangerous cult where they're like doing, illegal stuff. I don't mean like that. But there's some teachings that are very against the Bible, and there's a lot of control going on. We'll just say that. That's where it's cultic, is that it's a one man running the whole show and trying to control everybody. So that's what I mean by cult, which by definition, that pretty much is a cult. But no, they're not doing anything, harmful to anybody there. So no, it's not like Charlie Manson. No, gosh, no. No. They're not planning on harming anybody, and there's nobody being harmed in that manner. It's just extremely controlling and extremely anti-Bible in some ways, and it's the minister's idea of what's going on versus what the Bible actually says in that way. I don't really know all of what's going on now. I know what went on when I was there. It was just very legalistic, and you must do things this way or else. Hi, Miller. And actually, the man that is the minister, he's a Mexican man. He's from Texas, and well, you'll see. Like I said, I filmed it, so I'll post it. I have no problem with that. He has no problem with that. Anyway, I really I'm really glad we left when we did. We were only there for, I think we were there 9 months. I thought we were there a couple years, but now that I think about it, I think we were only there about 9 months, and then I think we left. We got baptized in the Mississippi River. We went through the festival, the Feast of Tabernacles. And after that, one of our very favorite ministers, that was a really good minister, he left, and we thought maybe he was told to leave, like he was kicked out. But we found out from this minister that we were with yesterday that he was starting to teach things that were anti-Bible, and they asked him to leave. Or no, they corrected him and said he couldn't do that, and then he left of his own accord. That's how it happened. And I get it. I understand, because there are certain standards that are biblical that would go anti, against what Christian, so to speak, churches would teach, or Messianic Jewish churches would teach. So he left of his own accord. He wasn't kicked out, but he did get offended because the minister would not allow him at that time to teach that stuff, because it went against the precepts of what they taught. Anyway, yeah, we had a really good time. The food was wonderful. We had Thanksgiving dinner with them, which was neat. All the fixings, the turkey, the potatoes, the green bean casserole type thing. And then, of course, pumpkin pie and chocolate silk pie, which was very yummy. So then we went over to the hotel, the Super 8, and we stayed overnight there, and I had a hard time sleeping because the bed was so hard, and I'm not used to a really, really firm mattress like that. It was like, it reminded me of being a Flintstone and sleeping on a, concrete rock slab or something. It was just very bad. And then we woke up this morning, and I wanted breakfast because I like what they call the continental breakfast. But some hotels are better than others with that. I do not find that the Wyndham hotels that I've stayed at are very nice. I don't like their breakfast. I like eggs for my breakfast, okay? And right off the bat, if you don't have scrambled eggs waiting for me, you get a thumbs down, as my opinion, of your continental breakfast. I can't do it without the eggs. I gotta have my eggs. That's one thing you will never hear me give up. I probably would give up cheese before I would give up eggs, most likely. And I don't know that I'll be giving up cheese anytime soon either, because I really like cheese in moderation, like in small amounts. Anyway, so they had a waffle maker. It was cute though. It had like made little round waffles, like 4 of them at a time, and you just took your little waffle mix and dumped it in, flipped the thing over, and it made your waffles. That was cool. I didn't eat a lot. I did have a couple cups of orange juice, which I never drink orange juice. Like literally, I don't buy the stuff. But if it's at a hotel, I will drink it because I like the taste of it. And it's very rare that I ever drink that stuff. I'm sure my blood sugar is through the roof because of the orange juice, but it was only a one-time thing, once in a while when you go to a hotel if they have it type of thing. So that was good. I had a piece of toast with some butter on it. Who knows if it was real butter? I don't know. But the one thing that staying at hotels does for me is makes me really miss being home. So I'm glad we only stayed overnight. And the only reason we stayed in the hotel is because I don't see well at night to drive. And it's, like I said, 50 miles away. So I was not going to try to drive home after eating a Thanksgiving dinner and really, racking my brain to listen to a long message, which was super good and really convicting of me. So we decided we just stay overnight and then come home this morning, which we did. We're here. We're home. Yay. I'm glad. My cats were so happy to see me. Carol came over and fed the kitties for us last night. So it's not like they went hungry while we were gone or anything. So no videos need to start up about, oh, Dee Dee starved her cats while she was out of town. Honestly, people on here make videos over the most ridiculous stuff and make it to seem so evil. And I'm not an evil person. I don't do evil things. So it's just weird to me. But that's why my time on here is a lot more scarce usually than it used to be. Like I used to be on here every day, sometimes hours at a time, several times a day. Yeah. Now that negativity has pretty much taken over YouTube, I don't really pop on here that much anymore. But I have decided I am going to start incorporating not really true crime per se. Like I'm not going to make my whole channel about true crime and get into all the nitty-gritty details of all the yucky stuff people do. Not like that. But what I do want to do is if something jumps out at me and I can explore it psychologically, I'd like to do that and incorporate that into my channel. That's why on my description in my about section, it now says something about some true crime cases will be discussed, but not like intensely, not where we get into all the things they did to the person. I can't with that stuff. That's just the level of evil. I cannot go there. It really upsets me to even hear about it. So my channel will never be that graphically into things. But I do think that there is a way to talk about narcissistic personality disorders and psychopathy and some sorts of brain neurological defects or personality flaws, whatever you want to call it, in a way of why things happen, why people do the things they do. So I kind of want to lean more towards that end when I do discuss that stuff. I don't know when that'll be. I don't know what that will be, but occasionally I do see like interviews with people and just kind of piques my curiosity to kind of want to talk about it a little bit. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed my recent narcissism video. I did work pretty hard on that to do the traits. But there will be more. Just got to figure out which angle I want to go next. There's a lot about it already on my channel. I may go back and kind of incorporate some of those ideas into my next video. I'm not sure. We shall see. So, yeah, I think that was all I wanted to talk about. I'm not sure. I do see videos springing up about me, making me look like I'm in a bad light or something like that. You can believe what you want about me. I've said that before in the past, but honestly, I really mean it now. Yahweh knows my heart. And I'm working on, being a good person, being a better person. I'm not who I was like months ago. I've really been working on being more yielded to Yahweh's plan and learning who I am in Him and doing what He wants and not looking to the right nor the left so much like I used to and being so reactive like I was. There's no point in it. I have nothing to defend myself for because when I do stuff, it's not with any type of insincere or evil motive. I just don't always realize things are, ooh, you probably shouldn't do that. Like I said, when I do, then I change my ways. So that's all I can do. Anyhow, tomorrow we'll be back to work again and sorting more library books, checking in, checking out, the library life. Still trying to get another job. Just hasn't opened up for me. The doors have not opened. Yet I continue to try to get a little bit more hours to pay the bills. I'm thankful for the job I have. I do love working at a library. It's really fun. Um, Pretty amazing the assortment of books that are at libraries. It's been a long time since I actually used the library because where I live, we have to pay a price to use the library because we're out of, I guess, the taxing district or something. It's kind of odd. I've never never seen that before in any other place I lived. My children and I always freely went to the library, got books out, and read them, and brought them back. But nope, sometimes when you're in like an outskirts type area, you have to pay a fee of some sort. And yeah, I just haven't. A lot of things you can read online. You don't really need a physical book to do it. So when I occasionally have downtimes at my job, I'll kind of pick up a book and glance at it a bit. But yeah. Anyway, I'm probably going to get off of here. I'm going to journal a little bit. Haven't journaled since a couple days ago. Kind of journal about my time away. And yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. Maybe clean my house up a little and strategize some things. Possibly think about my next video. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go and look into my older videos and find the cult ones from the Feast of Tabernacles. It was back when I was wearing a head covering, and when I talked to the minister's girlfriend yesterday, I asked her, "Why don't you wear a head covering anymore?" And she said, "Well, it made me feel kind of encumbered," and I think that's kind of why I stopped wearing it. I'm not an Orthodox Jew, so I don't necessarily have all the same beliefs as an Orthodox Jew would. I respect them and everything. I don't have a problem with their belief. And when I wore the head covering back then, I really did feel like it gave me a sense of being covered by Yahweh. And now I don't really need it to feel that sense of being covered by Him because I feel very close to Him. So, yeah, anyway. It's just been an interesting couple days, I guess, or one day actually. We didn't go to church anywhere today because we're just kind of tired. We didn't sleep well. So we're just taking a little bit of a break from the Sunday church thing. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, tomorrow, like I said, it's going to be back to work as usual and back into life as usual. Trying to start changing some more eating habits, making it more strategic, like I'm always trying to do. I am losing weight, so whatever I'm doing is actually working, which is cool. I guess that's it, y'all. Do y'all have anything you want to ask me or say? Now is your time. I'll wait a couple seconds here, minutes, whatever. Speak now or forever hold your peace. No, don't ever hold your peace, honestly. Feel free to talk freely in here as long as you're respectful. You can ask me whatever or talk to me about whatever. I don't care. I'll answer to the best of my ability. I promise you that. Nothing, huh? Okay. Well, I always like to give an opportunity for people to chime in and say what they want to say. So if nobody does, then I guess I'll head off. Y'all have a good day and be blessed. I will talk to you soon. And yeah, have a good week. Shalom.